Hi, my name's Tiffany and I'm providing you with footwear innovation insights for the FDRA's footwearinnovation.com. Today, we're going to talk about the fact that Allbirds is now labeling all of their product with the amount of carbon emissions that it has, all the way from the raw material that's sourced for the product through the shipping and delivery to the consumer's home. Now, you might have seen some articles recently about this on the news and Vogue in different areas, and a lot of people are comparing this to how we put the number of calories on food. And so, should we be labeling our products with the amount of carbon emissions? Now, part of this is all about awareness, right? So, the more aware you are, the better decision you can make. So if you know that that donut has 1,000 calories versus that salad with 300, you know how to make a choice there, and you can learn to make better choices. So considering that 21% of greenhouse gases come from industry, that means the building of products like fashion, electronics, footwear, all of these different kind of things. This is a big issue. That's 21%. So how Allbirds is tackling this is they're measuring it first for all their products. So your typical wool runner is 7.2 kilograms of carbon emissions. Now, again, they're measuring from the source of the raw material all the way through their manufacturing process, through their packaging, through how it's shipped, right? Both via air and vehicle. So there's a ton of different things to measure throughout this. I believe a few other companies are also doing this. The next step is they're reducing. So first you measure, then you reduce. So they're looking at all their shoes to reduce the amount of carbon that goes into them. So what level are we talking about? So like I said, their wool runner is 7.2 kilograms of carbon emissions. A standard running shoe from their calculations, and it's hard to calculate someone else's product because you don't know exactly how it's being made. But to their estimation on some of this, and just general kind of calculations taken from the market, the standard running shoe is about 12.5 kilograms of carbon emissions. A pair of jeans, now they don't say what size, is 29.6 kilograms of carbon emissions. A t-shirt is 13.6 kilograms of carbon emissions. Now, an economy flight, now you've heard of this before, our air travel, our vehicles and their carbon emissions. So economy flight from New York City to San Francisco is approximately 688 kilograms of carbon emissions, so significantly more than these physical products. But for comparison, a banana, for example, is less than 1 kilogram of carbon emissions. So first, again, you measure, then you reduce. So that's what Allbirds is working on right now. And part of that reduce is they're also labeling all of their product with the carbon emissions. Now, the third step is offset. So for whatever carbon emissions that you can't reduce, basically, then Allbirds is offsetting it. Now, what does offsetting carbon emissions means? It means you're basically donating money to another thing that will help offset. So for example, planting trees or helping with solar power, wind power, things like that. So you're helping fund other things that are working very hard in other industries that are working very hard on reducing carbon emissions. And there's very specific things. You can look it up all over the internet. Now, so they're measuring, they're reducing, they're offsetting. The big goal for Allbirds is to be net zero carbon emissions, which is absolutely fantastic. I hope more companies are looking at this. Is this something your company can look at and commit to? So what's the big innovation and learning here? Well, awareness drives change. Part of it is all about being aware, and the fact that they're labeling it directly on each of their products, and it's so predominant with the logo and the graphics and how they did it, and on each of their product, every consumer that buys their shoe is going to become more aware about their carbon footprint. So I think that's really awesome. Is it something that you can do for your product? If you took and measured some of your products, can you learn more about the carbon footprint of each of your products? Can you learn why some have more carbon emission than others? Can you then take that process and apply it throughout your entire line of product? Maybe it's just in shipping. Maybe you take baby steps and you start with raw materials. Maybe you start with just shipping. Maybe it's awareness of what your product's carbon footprint just is. That will start the ball rolling. I'm Tiffany I'm providing you with footwear innovation insights for the FDRA's footwearinnovation.com.